Hello again, gamers. Welcome back to the Board Game Captain. I'm the Captain, and today I've got a bit of news about Battlestar Galactica Starship battles. So I woke up this morning, and there was a bit of news from Ares Games, of course, the publishers of Battlestar Galactica Starship battles, that they have lost the ability to continue with the rights to make games based on the Battlestar Galactica universe. So this is not good news. This is bad news. All right, so Ares Games, if you are or are not familiar, Ares Games have been making has had the license since 2018, and they've been making the Battlestar Galactica Starship Battles game, which is a game of dogfighting in the Battlestar Galactica universe. They've made the base set here, which came with 2 Cylon Raiders and 2 Viper Mark IIs. They then came out with expansions for all the ships, all the fighter-sized ships at least, and even the Heavy Raider and the Raptor, which were a bit bigger than fighter-sized ships. Just about all the ships that had appeared in the remake series. The only one I think they hadn't gotten to was the Blackbird, the one that was the stealth ship. Otherwise, they had made just about everything from the remake series. So what does this mean? They're losing the license at the end of the year. They're going to be allowed to continue selling stock that they have for some time, though, so they're probably going to have sales going on. If you're a fan of the series and didn't manage to get all the expansions, I would recommend trying to snap them up now, because, I mean, you can still play the game. It's just there's not going to be any new content coming. So their press release here says specifically, Ares Games is very sorry to announce the Battlestar Galactica Starship Battles Combat Miniatures game is going to be discontinued due to the end of the license agreement with Universal Brand Development. The contract is due to expire on December 31st, and all negotiations to extend it have failed to reach a satisfactory outcome. So we have no idea whose fault this is, why it is that this agreement is coming to an end. These things happen. But what does this mean for the future? So again, they're going to get to continue selling for a while. It says at least until June 30th of 2021. They're going to be allowed to continue to sell their existing stock, but they're not allowed to make any more. They're not allowed to make any more expansions. So there were 2 expansions that were due to be coming out. One was the Faster Than Light, and the other was the additional counter set. Those are going to be released as PDF only. They're not going to get physical releases, which probably really stinks for Ares Games, because those things were about done. They were like ready to be coming out soon. So the fact that if they had produced copies of those, them not being allowed to sell them and having to only post them as PDFs really stinks for them. For us, at least we're going to be able to download them and get the Faster Than Light rules, which was something we were waiting for. They had, though, if you've been following them on Facebook, they had been developing for a while a lot of other expansions that were coming, which now are just canceled. So they were going to be doing ships from the original series. They were going to be doing the original Cylon Raiders and the original several different Vipers that appeared in the original series. I think they were going to be like, originally they were the Vipers and the Super Vipers, which I think they were going to be calling them the Mark 1s and the Mark 3s, if I'm not mistaken, was how they were going to release them. But they were also going to be released with characters from the original series. You were going to get to have the original Starbuck. That's all gone. None of that's going to happen now. And that's very sad to me. I was very excited to get those original 70s Battlestar Galactica ships and cards. I was super excited for that, and now that's not going to happen. In addition, they were working on for a while and had showed some great preview images of, they were going to be doing a full-size, not full-size to scale of the actual fighters here, but they were going to do like a ship this big of the actual Battlestar Galactica, and they were going to do a Cylon base star so that you could have battles with these huge ships. They were going to have rules to how to use the huge ships. Well, that's got to be canceled. Well, that's canceled. They put a lot of work into that. Again, this really stinks for Ares Games, because I'm sure they'd put not just time and effort, but money. Had put a lot of money into the development of these things, and now they've all got to be canceled. So I really feel bad for Ares Games. You guys over at Ares, and I'm sure because of that, Ares Games, if I had to hazard a guess as to where the blame lies, it's got to lie with Universal, because with the amount of effort and money that Ares Games have put into this, I would imagine they would be bending over backwards to try to keep the license. So, I mean, because of how much money they're going to lose not being able to keep the license, so I would have to imagine, but this is only a guess on my part, that it lies with the actual license holders not wanting to relicense it to Ares Games for some reason. I don't know what that reason is. We can only speculate, but this really stinks because this game was fantastic. This was one of my favorite dogfight games of all time. So, message from me to the people at Ares Games: I am so sorry that you guys lost the license. I love your company, and I wish you nothing but the best in the future. I really hope something else comes along that helps you to recover from the loss that you had due to losing Battlestar Galactica. I really do, because I love your games. I love Sails of Glory. I haven't gotten to play it yet, but I've purchased Wings of Glory tripods and triplanes, and I'm excited to try that. And Battlestar Galactica Starship Battles was my favorite dogfighting game. It was one of my favorite sci-fi games. It still is, and it's still going to show up on a lot of my lists because I can still play it and I have my copy, but I'm really sad that you guys aren't going to be able to make more expansions to it in the future. And there you go. So that is it. That's the news. I am really bummed out about this. I will continue to play my game. I will continue to play with all of my expansions I bought, but unfortunately, I will never be able to buy the original series ships that they had planned or the full-size Battlestar Galactica, and I really wanted to get that. I was so excited for that. There you have it. If you guys have any comments, anything you want to talk about, put it in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed me doing a news update and you'd like to see me do more news updates like this to keep you up on current gaming news, be sure to give this video a like, share it on all forms of social media, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the Board Game Captain. It's Captain spelled with a K on YouTube. And until next time, game on.